Welcome back to Your Morning Calgary. Inside Out Theatre and Handsome Alice's upcoming play is being described as both laugh out loud funny and quietly devastating. To tell me more about Lazy Susan, I'm joined now by Cole Chaikie, playwright and artistic director of Inside Out Theatre. Good morning, Cole. This sounds like such a fascinating production.
Yeah, we're really, it's like a kid. You don't have favorite kids. I love all of our shows.
Right.
But also this one in particular is really exciting. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. What is kind of the concept behind Lazy Susan?
So Lazy Susan is a new, and like you said, I call it a comedy with some sad bits. A new comedy that takes place with actors and audiences sitting around a gigantic spinning tabletop.
Cool.
And at the heart of it is this mother-daughter story. Both Susan and Mia, this mother and daughter, going through pretty wild personal life events, and how in those very complicated ways that I think mother and daughter relationships happen, push and pull with each other and try to understand each other, have challenges with that, try to come together, try to help each other.
Very layered, and I mean, talk about layered in the sense that, like you mentioned, the audience literally has a front row seat. Why was that important to you with this play? Yeah,
so really the play started years ago with, at Inside Out, my friend and our artistic associate, Ashley King, who's an amazing blind actor. And years ago, I just promised her I would write a play for her to be in. So with that promise, another thing we do at Inside Out, through this program called The Good Host, we partner with all the other arts organizations in Calgary to make their work accessible. And part of that is doing audio descriptions for blind audience members. But actually the coolest thing to me about the audio descriptions is before the play starts and before the rest of the audience comes in, we bring the blind audience members up on stage for what's called a touch tour.
Oh, cool.
So before the play starts, they can explore the stage, and touch me like, oh, this is, oh, like, you know, they can feel what the flowers are, feel how cushy the sofas are, all that kind of stuff, to get this really sort of rich experience, so that when they are sitting and having the play described to them, they have a sort of grounded version of what the play is. And we've always found those touch tours tend to be the highlight of the show. And as a sighted person, I always feel, I was like, this is so cool. Like anyone would love this. This, like, beyond the importance for blind audience members, like this is just such a treat for any audience member. So the idea was, how do we build a show where that pre-show touch tour happens throughout the entire show? So yeah, audiences and actors are sitting around this big spinning tabletop. And then throughout the show, there's different tactile experiences. You know, there's a scene where someone's in a casino. And so audiences get to have their piles of chips in front of them, or there's another scene at a bar. And another actor is kind of walking behind the folks, shaking a martini and pouring drinks. So it's this really tactile, sensory experience that the audience gets to quite literally experience what the characters are at any given moment.
Really cool, Cole. I wish we had, you got to go see this show, basically. This sounds like such a cool opportunity. Like you mentioned, a sensory experience, and we don't always get that in theater. Lazy Susan will be performing at Big Secret Theatre in Workland Centre from March 17th to the 28th. You can find out more information, get your tickets now at InsideOutTheatre.com. Cole, thanks for this.
Thank you.